Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Strife. In this video, we're going to talk about magic and how it's set up, how it works, and everything you need to know to get started. First off, this tower right here, the pointy one on the right, that one is the one that has to do with wizards. So when you're training wizards, when wizards are rested, that'll glow and you'll be able to click there to activate it. The building that goes with wizards is called the Magic Tower. It says it increases spells effectiveness and wizard training rate based on the magic towers per land. So basically, the more magic towers you have, the more wizards you will have, the faster they'll train. But it also says the wizard's base resting time is 8 hours per cast. It doesn't matter how many magic towers you have, the resting time will be 8 hours. The only thing that affects actual resting time is a technology called rest and relaxation in the academy. Let's find it here. Rest and relaxation. So each rank of these, and it goes up to 5 ranks, can reduce the time that it takes for wizards to rest. Now let's check out spells. So let's actually go and try to cast some magic spells on somebody. So we can click on any player. It can even be somebody in your province, and there'll be an attack or a magic button. I'm gonna remodel that eventually. All this will look a little bit different, but for now, that's what there is. You can click magic, and if you click on somebody other than yourself, it'll give you 2 options: detrimental and utility. The 4 detrimental spells are Rain of Fire, which kills enemy population. There's Earthquake, which it just tells you about a power level, but what it does is based on the power level, it will destroy enemy buildings from the earthquake. And then there's Arcane Rot, which can destroy enemy food supplies, and Black Rust, which destroys natural resources like wood and iron. Now, these numbers that it gives you, it says it can destroy up to 48.93%. It doesn't mean that that's what's actually going to be pulled off. That's the maximum of what can happen based on the wizards you have per land. So right now I have 840 wizards and I have 103 land. So that's over 8 wizards per land casting that spell, which is pretty high. But keep in mind that the enemy that you are casting it on will also have wizards. And if they are all resting and they are not available, then you'll probably get close to that number, 48.93, but chances are they probably have some that are rested as well. And the ones that are not used are able to defend. So that will reduce your own effectiveness, and it could be, all the way down to not being effective at all. There's also utility spells that you can cast on enemy players. True Sight is a spell that allows you to see what an enemy has. And I think I have an example here. So here's a True Sight on a player. It gives you some kingdom information and military information. So depending on how many wizards you use and the success of those wizards, you will either get something that is very accurate or wildly inaccurate. And this was done quite a while ago, and I did not use very many wizards. I think I used like 50. So it's very inaccurate. You can see that some of the numbers here are very inflated. This is a player that was about 100,000 kingdom strength at the time, and it's telling me that they have 60,000, 40,000, 80,000 troops of each type. Yeah, that's wildly inaccurate. And that's why it's important to cast True Sight with a really solid amount of of wizard numbers. Otherwise, you're going to get something completely inaccurate. Okay, let's go back to self magic spells. So I could get it. I could get there from clicking this button. I could also go to the navigation, click on myself, and click magic, but it's a little faster just to click this button. So we'll go through all the options here. Self magic is especially really important when you are in protection and you're growing, because there's some spells in here that really help you grow. Blessing is basically free gold. So when you cast that, you can see that I get 127,000 gold. And that's every 8 hours, basically, because they rest for 8 hours. It's not as useful in protection because you won't have that population. The population is still growing. So you're not going to have as high gold production right away. because your population hasn't built up. Growing crop is the same thing as gold, except with food. You have unnatural growth, which gives you population immediately, and farseeing, which can discover land. Okay, over here in utility, wall of fire, it basically makes a permanent or semi-permanent wall of fire that comes around your kingdom, and it's between 0 to 5%. It lasts until the next time you're attacked. So what it does is, if somebody attacks me now after casting a wall of fire, they will take that percentage of troop losses immediately as the battle begins, before any combat actually starts. So it reduces their troop count. Dense fog makes it so that if somebody attacks me, it will take them an extra 5 hours for their troops to return. And it's the same thing. It'll last until the next person attacks me. Arcane Gateway, when you have troops that are away and they are marching, what happens is they can all return immediately if you are successful in casting Arcane Gateway. There's no troop losses, there's no accidental, things that happen with Arcane Gateway. You either succeed and bring everything home, or the spell fizzles and you have to try again later. That's about it for magic spells. Should be a semi-good introduction. You can tell some active spells here in your Wizard's Resting and all that, but I don't think there's any other surprises here. I'll get to another video later to talk about battles and how that works. But for now, I think that's it. See you next time.
Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting the channel. If you liked what you saw, please consider hitting the like button and checking out other videos on the Miser's Guide to Ebony. I'll see you in the next video.